us this morning for our monthly essentials training. If this is your first essentials, give me a thumbs up or something if it's your first essentials since the beginning of this year. I see a few new people. Paul, we've seen you every month. Mitchell, welcome. Yes, if you could please put your club name after your name, that would be great. So we know which club you're hailing in from. We're going to give a couple more minutes for our friends to join us. And I'm going to play some more music for you. Talking about dance over music competition and four-way speech. And so you get to enjoy some music while we wait.
And Mitchell, you have something to do with Roland Heights or something, the school district, or what?
Yeah, I work in the school district, so I'm a director of CTE and adult school.
What's CTE?
Career and technical education.
Oboe solo.
Fantastic.
How do you put your club name after your name?
You go to your where your picture is, and on the upper right-hand side, there's 3 dots.
Oh, here, let me get off the gallery.
I changed you. I got you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was a lot faster than if I tried to do it.
Hello, Paul. Hi, Mitch.
You guys are enjoying that music, hopefully.
I did say wake us up.
Just wait. Just wait.
Wait, it's going to erupt in a second.
Yeah, this is Orpheus in the underworld. The underworld is about to show up.
Here's something happy. If you can see it, that's my new foundation. My house is going up.
Awesome.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
My rebuild is starting.
Your rebuild in Altadena. Thank you for sharing.
Sorry I couldn't get a better picture of it, but
that's really important to know that houses are starting to get built. Fantastic. Okay, I am going to shut off the music. It is 9:05.
Just when it was getting interesting.
Oh my God.
Gosh.
I think we put Gino to sleep.
Wake up, Gino.
Oh my gosh. All right. So let's see. I don't know how many, 26 people had registered. Should we give them another minute?
No, we should get rolling.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, fantastic. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here so bright and early on a Saturday. If I haven't met you, I'm the district governor for another 8 more months, but who's counting? And today we have our district governor-elect, Dennis Franklin. He will be taking over in 8 months. He's gonna run out the door. No, I'm just kidding. And we also have Carrie Anderson. I think she is going to stay off camera. She's multitasking this morning too, like a few of us are. She's your district governor nominee. And you have lots of district leaders and obviously the co-chairs and the folks that are running the various committees for youth. So if this is your first essentials training, we welcome you the second Saturday of every month from 9 to 10:30. We have an essentials training. Come back next month. Every month we try to change the topics. Today we're talking about all the youth programs. So leadership camps, TLC, RILA, Rotary Youth Exchange, and all of our competitions, the music contest, the four-way speech, the brand new business plan, the ethics essay. So that's what you're here for today. We welcome you. We've asked everybody to put their club name after their Zoom name, if you can figure it out. If not, we can help you. Just put it in the chat. So allow me to share my screen, and we're going to get started here. Do you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. I'm going to move you all to the side of my screen and start my slideshow. Everybody can see? Fantastic.
Yep.
All right. So as I mentioned, you are here for the monthly Rotary Essentials. This is a new program in that we're doing it every month, topic specific. So first up, I'd like to introduce the co-chairs for one of our leadership camps, RILA, which stands for Rotary Youth Leadership Award. And we have two co-chairs, May Ismail from the Nevada area and Regatta Corey from California. Ladies, take it away.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Like what Gil was saying, my name is May Ismail. I'm the co-chair representing the Southern Nevada. I am part of the Las Vegas Red Rock Club. And Regatta, do you want to intro yourself really quickly as well? Oh, okay. So Regatta is representing Southern California and is my partner in crime here in.
I'm sorry. I thought I unmuted, but thank you, May. Regatta Corey from the Industry Hills Club, co-chair for RILA. Been on the RILA committee for over 20 years and TLC, and I'm happy to be here with all of you.
Okay, great. Next slide, Gilda. All right, so we're going to be talking about RILA and TLC, which are our leadership camps for students. Let's first talk about RILA. So what exactly is RILA? So it stands for Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, but really it's more than just a 3-day camp. And these camps are going to be held the first week of December. RILA is going to be held the first weekend in December. So it's coming up here right around the corner, and the participants are going to be juniors and sophomores in high school. So it's really an experience, a chance for students to participate and really step out of their comfort zone. They'll meet a bunch of new people and discover what leadership really means. And it's really not about teaching teens to be like the loudest voice in the room, but it's really about learning to listen, to work as a team, and to lead with kindness and purpose, which is really the heart of RILA. So it's about growing, serving, and leading together. So next slide, Gilda. So what happens at these camps? So every day it's packed with hands-on experiences that really help develop this leadership in the student participants that are there. So they start with leadership labs, which are going to be like fun, interactive sessions. Well, they'll learn how to communicate, they'll learn how to problem solve and work as a team. Each team is going to be organized into cities. They're going to be staying together the entire weekend. So they'll learn to work together. They will create lifelong connections with the other students that are in their team, which also means that they'll be meeting people that they don't go to school with, may not even live in the same state. And then we also have a RILA challenge, and that's where they're going to really put their creativity and those skills to the test in real world situations, and we'll push them out of their comfort zone. We'll also have general sessions, which are also just a huge highlight. We'll have motivational speakers that will come, most of whom are also Rotarians. They're going to share powerful stories that will inspire the students to dream bigger and also lead with purpose. We design every moment in RILA to teach them something new. So not just by listening, but but by doing as well, so that by the end of this program, they realize they didn't just attend a camp. They had an experience that will change how they'll see themselves and their ability to grow as leaders. So next slide. And this one I'm going to hand over to my co-chair, Regatta.
Thank you, May. Good morning, everyone. What is TLC? TLC is Teen Leadership Camp. It is not the same program as RILA, but you can pretty much say it's a good awards camp, awarding those who have developed leadership skills or maybe have potential leadership skills. Again, it's a 3-day weekend, so leaving Friday morning and coming back late afternoon on Sunday. The entire weekend is just packed. It is full of activities and throughout those activities, even though we have a lot of games that they play and labs that they play, they think that they're just having fun, but then they realize how much they are actually learning from the games that are the labs that are designed for them. We also have our Rotary Olympics at Teen Leadership Camp. And through those Olympics, it's a race between the groups and having them realize the importance of working together and being successful, and for their team to win, it has to be teamwork. So teamwork goes a long way. It's also, it's team building. It's also gives them the opportunity to discuss and develop leadership skills, and really encouraging them and motivating them that if they're not already in an Interact club, is that when they get to high school, we want to get them on the hook as early as possible, because Teen Leadership Camp and RILA Camp both are developing skills, developing leadership skills, learning to work together in groups, and also being able to get them familiar with Rotary, because my pet peeve still is that no one knows what Rotary is. Well, not a lot of people, not no one. So why do they matter? Teen Leadership Camp and RILA, because it is really an investment in our future Rotarians. As you know, in the United States, you have the membership that's declining, and we make every attempt to secure by investing time into this camp and resources for them to hopefully consider becoming Rotarians in the future. And this is part of the reason why we also added 10th graders back into RILA, because we want to get them at an earlier stage as opposed to the end of their junior year. So, the schools are on board with this. The attendance, they don't get an absentee for the day that they leave to camp on Friday. And we are hoping to get more participation from all of you, and May would agree here that we are reaching out to many clubs and many Rotarians to participate as facilitators. So it's really, really important. And just the development in you, I will tell you, I became, when I joined Rotary, I kind of hesitated and didn't know whether I was staying or not, but then they sent me to RILA, and that was my hook, because of the fact that we're not just there to develop leadership in them, but believe it or not, when you walk away from these camps, you would realize how much of an impact it had on your personal life and how much you learn from our youth.
Thank you, Regatta. Thank you, May. Their contact information is on the screen, but just for our participants today, you will get the PowerPoint and you'll get the recording. So if you want to take a screenshot, you can, or just wait and we can send that information to you. All right, moving along to our next speaker. We have Eric Threaton, who is the co-chair on the Nevada side, with Jerry Tamby, who's his co-chair for California, and he's going to talk to you about Interact clubs.
Yes, good morning, everyone. So let's talk about something that every community needs more of. That's young leaders who are ready to make a difference. Well, that's where Interact clubs come in. They are Rotary's way of giving youth the chance to learn valuable leadership skills. Think of it as training wheels for world changers, except unlike actual training wheels, these kids are going to take them off themselves and start racing ahead of you. Next slide. So my name is Eric. I am representing Southern Nevada. My partner in Interact collaboration is Jerry. He covers Southern California. And together we serve as District 5300 Interact co-chairs. What that means, well, if it has to do with Interact, you can defer, refer, confer, talk to either of us. We're here to help you get started. We're here to give you support and celebrate the amazing impact of this particular youth program. Next slide. So why Interact? Man, that's a great question. What makes Interact such a powerful program? Well, I'm going to go back to Interact's motto. It's 3 words: lead, connect, serve. It's not just catchy, it's a complete roadmap for growing leaders. Lead. Well, Interact members run the show. They plan, they organize, they execute projects, and yes, sometimes they even herd cats, also known as their peers. They learn leadership, self-governance, and project management, all while doing real work that matters in their communities. Connect. Well, this is where the magic happens. Students are building relationships with their schools, their communities, and of course, our Rotary clubs. They don't just volunteer, they belong. They get to meet incredible people, collaborate on ideas, and even make international friends. And finally, serve. That's the heart of it all: service. Whether it's organizing local food drives, cleaning up parks, or supporting schools abroad, Interact teaches youth that leadership isn't all about power, it's about purpose. Plus, let's be honest, nothing builds confidence like realizing you've just helped change someone's life. So, you're probably asking yourself right now, how do I start an Interact club? Well, it's pretty easy. Good news, it's easier than explaining TikTok to your friends. Step 1, get your club support and appoint an advisor. Now, some schools will require a school-based advisor, so sometimes that's either the same person or it's somebody in the school community. Pro tip, if you do have a campus advisor, man, what a great chance to recruit a future Rotarian. Step 2, recruit members. Have your leaders of that club go out, organize their club, host an informational meeting, elect officers, decide when to meet at least twice a month. Think of this step as building your dream team. You're really creating the next generation of community superheroes. And really all you need is those 1 or 2 kids who are going to be the catalyst of all this. If they're motivated, they're going to get their friends involved, and bam, you have an Interact club going. And some people, you got to remember, it doesn't have to be a school-based club. It could also be a community-based club. So if you have a tight group of friends that want to do a community-based club, sometimes that's even easier than getting onto a campus. After that, you're going to complete your charter process. Super easy. Fill out a certification form, send it up the chain. Boom, you're official. Well, almost, because you can actually start your club activities even before you receive all of that notification and information from Rotary International, because let's face it, waiting is overrated. Step 4, you begin your activities. You keep that momentum going. They'll plan service projects. Make sure you celebrate that charter with a ceremony. Invite them to your club. Invite your members to meet them. And just keep your info updated annually. That's pretty important. For those of you who even have an Interact club currently, make sure you recertify every year. That's just making sure that all of your information is updated, and we can ensure youth protection. If you need any information, reach out, please. But that's it. Boom, you just launched a youth movement in your community. So how can Jerry and I help as Interact chairs? Well, where do I fit into this? Where do we fit into this? Well, we're not just the people who send you emails with too many exclamation points. Guilty. We're here to make your Interact experience successful and sustainable. So whether that's promoting Interact, helping you form new clubs across our district, spreading leadership opportunities wherever they're needed, providing support, offering resources and mentorship to clubs. That way your clubs can thrive, and it can help keep your advisors sane. We can connect Interact and Rotary, help strengthen those bonds between the Interact clubs and their sponsoring Rotary clubs, creating a partnership that supports students for years to come. If you ever need help organizing events, we can help plan district trainings like this one we're sitting in now. Leadership summits, that's something we'd love to see get off the ground again, or even maybe some of your bigger service events that can help bring interactors together from all over. It's kind of like summer camp, minus mosquitoes and a lot more leadership. And then, of course, ensuring youth protection. This is a big one. We partner with our district youth protection officer to make sure every student feels safe, supported, and empowered. And then finally, maintaining records. We'll help keep your club info up to date with Rotary International, so you don't have to deal with the paperwork headache. Just reach out. So if you're ready to inspire young leaders, build stronger communities, and have some fun along the way, let's make it happen. Whether you're in Southern Nevada or Southern California, reach out to Jerry or myself. We'll help you start, grow, and celebrate your Interact Club every step of the way, because when youth lead, communities thrive. And honestly, the future's in their hands. And if that's the case, we're in pretty good shape. Thanks.
Well done. Thank you, Eric. Well done. Well done. I learned something new. I didn't know we could do an Interact community-based. So there you go. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Next up is another team duo. We have Kimberly McMahon from the Las Vegas Club. She is the co-chair for the Rotary Youth Exchange. And Regatta Corey on the California side is her co-chair for Rotary Youth Exchange. Ladies, take it away.
It's all yours, Kimberly.
Okay, thanks, Regatta. My name is Kimberly McMahon, and
Anytime. You're the pro. I'm still learning from you.
I am in the Las Vegas Rotary Club, and this is a program that is near and dear to my heart. And then, like Regatta said, she's the co-chair in California. Next. So this actually represents the majority of the states that we come together, and we call ourselves ScanX. It gives us a little bit more bargaining power in the world. And then we come together for inbound orientations, outbound orientations, and it includes Southern California, Southern Nevada, Arizona, Southern Utah, Hawaii. I think that's about it. And generally, we get together about 4 times out of the year. We bring the students together. This weekend, they're actually in Utah doing a hiking trip in Zion. And so all of the youth exchange officers from each district will get together and make sure that our students can get there, all of the inbounds. Let's see, at the end of their year here in the US, we have a 30-day train tour that we allow them to go on. And anytime somebody goes to a country, almost all of the different districts will come together and they will offer the students a trip where all the exchange students will tour around. So if you're in France, you're probably going to do a European tour. If you're down in Brazil, they try to show them parts of the Amazon. It's just like a little extra so that they can get to see the country and area that they're in. Go ahead. So we do have 2 types of youth exchange programs. We have the long-term exchange and the short-term exchange. Short-term exchange need to take place in the summer. I just wanted to clarify that. It's generally 4 to 6 weeks. It requires just as much work as a long-term exchange program does. And I really like to focus on the long-term exchanges because I think that's where real change occurs. That's where we can have real influence in the world. And the process is that we are now starting to take applications to go abroad for next August. And so all the different countries are going through this process right now. We generally do like a small interview, make sure that the parents are on the same page and they understand what the expectations are. And then we have a ScanX interview in January. They find out where they're going in April, and then they leave in August. And that's also where we get our inbounds. So the reason we belong to a group like ScanX, like I said, it gives us bargaining power in the world, because if we were just District 5300 going out, we might have 1 student that applies or 2, and that doesn't really help us, go to different countries that we want to exchange with. So we put all the students together and say, okay, we're going to send 2 to Japan and 3 to Italy, and we try to negotiate where the students want to go so that they hopefully get their first choice. And then we bring the students in. So with the long-term exchanges, it's very important that we find clubs that want to host students. And when you host a student, it generally takes about $2,000, because when they come into the country, they will get a monthly allowance. And right now that's about $150. And every student, every district in the world will get a monthly allowance. And then we also need help coordinating host families. So that's our biggest challenge, and we rely on our outbound students to help us find host families. And then we want the host clubs to have them participate in their events. Like the expectation is that, you know, they go to whatever events that you have going on, and we want them to participate. And the average cost right now is about $5,800. Excuse me. So with the short-term exchange, just one family is required because they just generally stay in that family for those few weeks. Okay.
Yeah, could you clarify? You said average cost is 5,800, but it's going to cost 2,000. The 2,000 is what the cost of the club, and the 5,800. Where does that go? What's the difference?
So the club, it will cost like a budget line item for the club of approximately $2,000.
Okay.
But the student has to pay $5,800 themselves. That includes their airfare, insurance, their blazers, the orientations, pretty much everything that is needed for them to go on exchange is the $5,800. But the 2,000 is what the club will need to budget for. Great question.
Thank you.
How old do the students need to be?
Well, I haven't gotten there yet, but
Oh,
when
sorry,
they
sorry.
leave, so when they leave, they have to
can
be
wait.
15 and a half and no older than 18. And only certain countries will take students who have already graduated. That's called a gap year student. And I like to get them as young as possible because they're a lot more malleable. They can learn the language a lot quicker because the older you are, I mean, we all know the more kind of set in your ways you are. But I like to get them their sophomore and junior years.
Thanks.
Okay, so back to host families. Anybody can be a host family. You do not have to be a Rotarian. You can be a single person. You just have to go through, you know, the background check, youth protection training, all of that. And there's no age limit. So, you know, we do interview them. We make sure they understand the program. You just need to give them room and board. It is a voluntary program to be a host family. But when I go and visit clubs, most often I hear, oh, I'm too old to host. And I don't go with that mindset because generally the older you are, the more time you have to speak to a student, to speak English to them, just interact. And so I would challenge anybody who is open to this program to open their home to a youth exchange student when the opportunity comes. We like to have 3 or 4 host families for each student. So if you can do it for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, that's what we're looking for. We want them to experience different homes because even though we're all Americans, we all have different backgrounds, different values, and we want the students to experience that. Next. So this is a program that is a long-term commitment. It's also a program that gives us an opportunity to really impress upon students in the world what Rotary does, what we stand for, and we find that a lot of exchange students long-term will actually end up being Rotarians or participate in other Rotary programs. And like I said, if anybody's interested or wants more information, if they know a student who is interested, we don't want that 5,800 to, you know, we know that some students can't afford that. So we can find ways to raise money, have them work for it, whatever it is. We just want good students that need a life-changing experience to go into the world, represent Rotary and the USA. Thank you.
Kimberly, thank you so much. You are a product of Rotary Youth Exchange. Can you share
Yes.
that for like a minute?
Yeah. So I am originally from Idaho in a very small town, and I could not wait to become well, I guess I just knew that I wanted something different even at a young age. So I looked in the phone book and looked for youth exchange programs. And I think I dialed a couple numbers and it didn't go anywhere. So I dialed the third one and I got transferred to this gentleman. And I said, I want to be a youth exchange student. And he said, oh, great. Okay. Well, how old are you? And I said, I'm 12. And he laughed at me and then said, come to my office. He was a civil engineer. He mentored me through the process for a couple years. And then I ended up going to Australia on youth exchange. Changed my entire life. And I learned about other countries. And it is the reason that I'm here today, which is why I'm so passionate about this program. I know the value. I know how it changes people's lives. I know how those exchange students I was with that year have gone into the world and done amazing things. And I still am watching our exchange students who we've been bringing in, because I've been doing this 15 years now, amazing citizens of the world.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, now we're going to transition to our youth competitions. There's 4 of them this year. And I also wanted to add, for those of you who have questions, hang on to your questions. Please don't interrupt our speaker. We are going to break out afterwards when all the presentations are done, and then you'll have a chance to ask your questions of the chairs. We'll have 2 breakouts. So we'll get to that when we're done with all the presentations. So next up, we have, if I can move my screen, there we go. We have Mike Bernard, who is the only chair for our district for the Dan Strover music competition. Mike, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Gilda. Again, I'm Mike Bernard, and I'm a member of the Pasadena Rotary Club. I'm this year's District 5300 Dan Stover Instrumental Music Competition chair, and it's an honor to have been asked to serve in this role, and I look forward to a robust competition this year. As a brief introduction to my own background, I've been a musician for most of my life. I started playing the oboe when I was 14 and went on to study professionally, earning a bachelor's and master's degree in oboe performance at the Catholic University of America in Washington and a second master's degree in music history from Yale University. I served for 6 years as a member of the United States Army Field Band in Washington, D.C. from 1974 through 1980. Came to Los Angeles in the mid-1980s and have performed with many of the local and professional orchestras, not the LA Philharmonic, unfortunately, but that's another story. Over the last 40 years, I have a few CD credits out there and 1 movie credit from 2019. I served as the Pasadena Rotary Club Stover Chair last year, and Gilda asked me to support the district in this role this year. I'm glad to be here. Thank you. Thanks for the next slide, Gilda. Not yet. The competition is open to high school student musicians. Many of these young musicians are studying with professional musicians locally, and in many cases have already been playing their instruments for 10 years or more by the time they get to this competition in high school. It's really extraordinary to hear these young musicians and inspiring beyond words at times. Artistry, passion, and potential. That's the story. Next slide, please. This is a short history of the where the competition originated. The competition was inspired by the service to Rotary from Dan Stover, a member of the Alhambra Club. His focus was on teaching, and he relished making a difference in the lives of his students. He was a solid musician himself and served the club by singing and playing the organ at many Rotary events and Rotary meetings and events. He passed away in 1987, and the Alhambra Club established the competition in his name. The district adopted the competition in 1988, and here we are today. Next slide. The competition begins with the submission of the intent form from any and all clubs interested in participating. The intent forms need to be submitted by December 1st, and the entry fees need to be paid by December 31st. Please go to the district calendar in DACDB and put a check mark in this and to select district event, and you'll see the link to the club intent form right there. There is a small error in the language. The intent forms for, I think, all of the youth competitions is not per student, it's per club. So it's, for our case, it's $350 one time, not per registration for each kid. The club will hold their competitions to select a winning musician who will move forward to compete with other musicians from clubs in their respective regions. The region will select a winning musician, and the 4 regional winners will perform at the district training assembly in May. At each level, winners will be awarded cash prizes for their accomplishments. This competition is a fantastic opportunity for young musicians to gain experience in performance and competition. The club members enjoy hearing these young artists compete and come away with a renewed sense of optimism for what may be possible from the next generation of young people. It's really extraordinary to hear these kids at work. I won't go into detail on the timeline, but it's available a number of places, and I'll be putting all of this information for my contact information and the URL to get to the District Stover website in the comments when I'm finished. Next slide, please. As you've seen this before, there are 4 regions. And so one of the things that I'll be looking for from the area governors are regional coordinators to help pull those regional competitions together. And I can lend a hand as needed to make that happen as well. Next slide. Perfect. Again, my name is Mike Bernard. I'm here to support the process start to finish as needed. Don't hesitate to reach out to me with questions. And for clubs that have not held a competition before, I'm especially interested to hear from you. This process can be fairly simple, and I've built a number of tools and informations to help you at each step along the way. You can find the information on the district website for Stover, and my contact information is on this slide. I'll be sending it to you in the chat, as I said. Look forward to answering the questions in the breakout, and I welcome you all to tune in. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate your contribution and sharing this event all by yourself across our 2 states. If we find a Nevada chair, well, I'm sure you'll be happy. But no, thank you for sharing it across.
Yeah, here's the I'm setting up the information for now in the chat. So hold on.
Wonderful.
Copy. And there it is.
Okay. So next up is
There you go.
thank you, Mike. So next up we have our 4-way speech contest chair, Daryl Beans.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Daryl Beans. I'm with the Pomona Club, a lifelong Dodger fan. That's my background. 12 years in Rotary. Next slide. So the 4-way speech contest is a great way for youth to get involved and earn some money as well. We all know the ethical dilemmas that students deal with now, and the 4-way speech contest gives them an opportunity to apply the 4-way speech test to the different challenges that they may be facing. Also, I often see that, some of the students, because this is basically open to juniors and seniors, I believe, and I see they've already written on similar topics, so it's not a big stretch for them to be able to join the speech contest. Again, we all recite the 4-way speech each meeting we have, so it's only fitting that we invite the youth to explore how the principles apply to their everyday life. Most schools already have speech and debate clubs or at least have English teachers, so this contest is a great fit. I see a lot of educators using it as a classroom assignment. So we're already on the next slide. Let's go to so again, the 4-way speech test is the truth. Again, we all recite these things, not to glance over them, but for time's sake, I'll let you guys read that. Let's go to the next slide. The 4-way speech contest has 4 different levels. We start out with the club level, and that's where we should be sort of concentrating now. It's the most important step right now is to reach out to your local schools and administrators and start getting the students interested. I often get the question, what do the prize funds need to be? Again, these are just suggested amounts, but I'll just tell you at the basics. At the club level, our club offers $500, and we break that down into $300 for first place, $200 for second place, and $100 for third place. So that's what we do at our club level. And again, I see a lot of other clubs doing that as well. Of course, at the district level, once we get to that point, it's upwards of $5,000. Hello?
Sorry, That was, somebody was unmuted. I muted them already.
Yeah, it's okay. At the district level, we were given the contest to be held at the district conference, and at that time, the cash prize is upward of 5,000 for the first place winner. So, and I think all participants get a minimum of $1,000. You can go on to the next slide. So I encourage everyone to sign up by December 31st if you haven't already signed up your club, and to begin reaching out to those administrators and do your club competition by February 2026. The next level after that, I'll be in touch with everybody in my to set up the area contest. But I think our first step right now is to really focus on trying to get registered and get the club contest in motion and reaching out to those students. So again, register your club by December 31st. Support your youth by volunteering and help us all out. You have any questions? Next slide. This is how I can be reached. I'm available. So again, I'll help you organize it. Just reach out to me, and I'll be more than glad to help and answer any questions in the breakout. Thank you.
Thank you, Daryl. There's one clarification I will make. Intent forms, they were all the competitions were all on one intent form. That was something new that we tried this year. We got some good feedback and we got some not so good feedback, but that's what we did this year. So December 1 is for you and your club to identify that you want to participate in either of these contests, the Dan Stover, the four-way speech, and so forth. The monies are due December 31st. So we need to hear from you by December 1. And we did extend the deadline. It was like November, so we extended it to December 1. So you guys have a couple of weeks. Obviously, you're going to have to do the back end work, reaching out to the schools, and that's where Daryl comes into play if you need that support. But from a club standpoint, your intents need to be in by December 1. Thank you. All right. Moving along to our next speaker, we have the ethics essay contest, Manuel, also known as Manny Franco from the Montebello Club. Please take it away.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It's going to be my chance to give you a good overview of the ethics essay contest. Again, the purpose of the ethics contest is to have our high school students go through some ethical reflections, which ultimately really reflect on mental health awareness. The challenge to them is to think deeply the roles of ethics in their personal lives, how values and moral choices shape their decisions and characters. And as students prepare essays, they're encouraged to discuss ideas with parents, teachers, and mentors. Through that dialogue, they strengthen communications across generations and gain a greater understanding of themselves and others. Ultimately, this contest also helps build stronger relationships between Rotary, our local high schools, and the communities that they serve. The history of ethics contest. It was a collaboration of Dr. George Hensel and past District Governor Garbus de Jorgen, two remarkable Rotarians whose lives reflects Rotary's commitment to ethics, education, and service above self. The late Dr. George, founder of the California Driving School, rose from homelessness during the Great Depression, to earn a PhD, and become a very generous philanthropist. The late past District Governor Garbus de Jorgen served as chairman to the District Peace Conference and established an endowment that continues to support youth and scholarships programs today. Together, they envisioned this contest as a way to inspire young people to lead with compassion, humility, and integrity, qualities that define true Rotary leadership. Contest works through first the Rotary clubs commit to hosting a local essay contest. The club's contest chair connects with high school counselors to encourage participations. Clubs conduct their own competitions and recognize the winners at the club program, and again, offering them scholarships and certificates. And then the first place essay for each club is submitted to the district chair for judging and at the district level. Finally, the grand prize winners and two runner-ups are selected, and the grand prize winners get recognized along with their teachers at the district conference, which is to be held late April. The winning student will read their essay at the conference. This process not only promotes ethical awareness, but also highlights Rotary's continuing investment in our youth. The rules on this is students must be enrolled in high school and reside within the District 5300. Essays must be original, unpublished, and between 800 and 1,000 words in length, and only one entry per student is allowed. All submissions must first go through local Rotary clubs contests that should be held late February. Judging criteria will be content, creativity, and composition. 40% for content, 40% creativity, and 20% for competition. Schedules has been discussed. Again, we need commitment from the clubs December 1st, payment of $250 per club for registration by December 31st, contest to be held February, late March, but we will need the first place club winners to the district by late March, so we can judge them in April and have the winners for the district conference. First place winners of the district will get $2,000 for the students. Plus, we will also recognize the teachers with a $300 award. And then the two runner-ups get $500 each plus $100 for their teachers. In closing, the Ethics Essay Contest reflects Rotary's enduring beliefs that ethical leadership begins with reflection and communication. By encouraging students to explore the meaning of ethics in their own lives, we help nurture a generation of thoughtful, compassionate, and responsible leaders, the kind of leaders who will continue to carry forward Rotary's spirit of integrity and service above self. On the website, we do have information brochures, letters for the principals, promotional flyers, for the school classrooms, entry forms, judges' cards, and the club level award certificates. And I'm also available constantly to give you guys a hand as promoting the whole project. I've been a proud member of Rotary for 44 years, a member of the Montebello Rotary. So it's really something important and has really helped me through my career and my life. So as we all know, integrity is how you lead, even before you lead others. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Manny. The only clarification I will make on Manny's presentation, the finalists will not come to the conference in April. They will come to the assembly. This next year, it will be in May. May 23rd is our assembly. So the assembly is where all the contest winners, after they've gone through club level, regional, they will all present at the assembly.
So that means that we'll have to tighten up the schedule for the awards and getting all that. So I'll make those
You have a little
adjustments.
bit more time. You have a little bit more time. You can open up the time frame a little bit just because,
Good.
yeah,
Good.
so it's May 23rd. Thank you, Manny. All right, last but not least, I'm going to present our next contest, which is the newest competition to the district. It's something that was my inspiration because we've been doing it at my club for a number of years, and it's the business plan competition. So we have 3 co-chairs that are leading this charge, Stacy Wayman, Dave Cabral, and Edgar Mora. Edgar, take it away.
Sounds good. And thank you, Gilda, for giving me a few minutes here to share something, of course, that is near and dear to our hearts at this point, which is that business plan competition. So my name is Edgar Mona, as Gilda mentioned, and I have the privilege of serving as a co-chair within our district's 5300 vocational committee, and I support the California East and West region. I'm also a past multi-year AG, focused around the San Gabriel Valley area, and past president of the Alhambra and Monterey Park Club. One thing I will warn you all about is I either talk way too fast or way too slow. So I'm counting on you all. I'm looking at the screens here just to give me some visual cues, in the form of puzzled looks, or give me a fish hook if I'm just dragging on. So for today, I'm going to try to keep it brief, and hopefully we'll provide the clarity that you may need just to really feel comfortable getting involved with our business plan competition this year, or at the very least, putting it on your radar so that you can join us for next year. Keep in mind that this is essentially a new competition at the district level, and it's something that we're essentially revamping and creating our own as we're going forward. And it's just meant to help, essentially it's meant to evolve with all the input from all the clubs that we're receiving, as well as with the needs of the students for which it's meant to support. As such, I'd love to invite each and every one of you out there to reach out to me or any of the other co-chairs should you be interested in learning more about this, or simply lending us your voice by joining our vocational committee as we work to put on the finishing touches to this project. And for anyone out there that's looking to get even more involved in that, we're also vetting the idea of potentially adding a co-chair to help oversee the California East region. So Gilda, could I get the next slide, please? All right, so one thing we've heard from folks is, why have a business plan competition? So in short, it's really about planting the seeds for tomorrow's change makers and essentially our future Rotarians. We really wholeheartedly believe that entrepreneurial literacy is critical. And it's not just for launching successful businesses, but also for boosting, let's say, local economies, sparking innovation, and at the end of the day, empowering young leaders to chart their own paths. And of course, who better really to help guide that journey than us, Rotarians. We have community giants within our clubs, and also other business leaders who've already walked that path, or we know folks in our circles who might be willing to lend their expertise, essentially making this a potential membership drive to get them involved with the club. So pulling everything back, this competition aims to give students a hands-on introduction to entrepreneurship and aligns perfectly with our Rotarian mission of vocational service. We're not just encouraging and guiding students to write plans and develop a business in general. We're aiming to help them dream bigger and really see themselves as contributors to the communities. So Gilda, can we get the next slide? Perfect. So let's talk logistics. For this year's competition, we're aiming to really appeal to high school students in grades 9 through 12. Those will be eligible to compete at 3 levels. We're going to have the club level. Those winners will then move on to the regional level. And then finally, the regional winners move on to the district level, which we'll present at the assembly, as Gilda previously clarified. Now, they'll start by submitting a written business plan, and can either do it on a solo basis, or they can do it in a team of up to 4 students. Finalists from that club, finalists from the written round within the club level move on to the oral presentation phase, where they're going to be able to pitch their ideas live or via video in a Shark Tank style type presentation. This is where judges will also be able to ask probing questions about the businesses should they need to clarify anything, for their scoring processes. Students are encouraged to use PowerPoint, video, visual aids, really whatever helps bring their idea to life. And don't worry, we've talked amongst ourselves, and at the end of the day, we want to give clubs the ability to have full flexibility and essentially the autonomy to decide whether to host their presentations virtually or in person. Although, of course, we found that in person tends to be more engaging. Plus, we know that food tends to make everything better. Now, at that point, each club will have a judging panel that's comprised of Rotarians and even non-Rotarians who are invited to participate, who at that point will be tasked with reviewing the written submissions to select finalists to present to the club. And then at that point, we'll also be on hand to hear those presentations at the club level, and we'll then pick one winner to advance to the regional round. Gilda, can I get the next slide? All right. Gilda, is this the slide on the awards and recognition?
I don't think I had anything about awards and recognition. But if you've got something, fire away.
No worries. I'll keep going. Yeah, that's the one I got here. So in all honesty, when it comes to awards and recognition, while experience alone and participating in this competition, we feel would be truly valuable to all the students involved, especially those about to enter college. We know that, everyone loves a good prize, and it's going to go a long way towards helping them with their expenses. So cash prizes will be awarded during both the regional and the district level competitions. And these essentially will be determined based on the total number of clubs that end up participating. As such, at a high level, we love to get to the recommended amounts, which can essentially be accommodated should we get anywhere between 20, maybe up to 30 clubs to participate. So at the regional level, we envision first place getting about $500, runner-up getting $250, and even there being consolation prizes of up to $125 each. So, and everyone at the regional level, walks away with something. At the district finals, we plan to go big with, hopefully having first place taking home about $2,500, second place taking about $1,000, third and fourth respectively, $500 each. We'll also ensure that every finalist gets a certificate of excellence, which should act as a great resume booster. Plus, we will work and it really encourage those clubs to go the extra mile by requesting commendations from local elected officials to present to any of their students who make the finals. Because we've heard great feedback that receiving something like that has to be quite impactful to any young student with a dream and a plan. And remember, I'll say it again, these prizes are dependent on the number of clubs who opt to participate in this contest and are thus subject to adjustments. So we'll know more after, the deadline passes of December 1st, where we can really kind of structure that together. And for those clubs who are worried, really, because that's your first year, maybe potentially launching something like this, and you don't know where to start, I want to say we've got you covered. At a minimum, our committee aims to provide a Business Plan 101 workshop recording to help students, get going by clearly outlining expectations and providing some general guidance on what they're going to be judged on at both the written and verbal presentation level. We're going to be sharing scoring templates for consistent judging, both at the written as well as the verbal side of competitions. We're also going to provide flyers and any other promotional materials that will help spread the word. We're firm believers that you don't need to reinvent the wheel and that we're all in this together. So just know that we're still working to also assess what other helpful resources, can be provided to make this as light of a lift for all the clubs as possible. And in the end, those that already participate with other student-based competitions, our hope is really that reaching out to those same populations with another scholarship opportunity can be an easy outreach where you just bring your energy and your passion and allow our tools and resources to really help get you a few of these student submissions to kick the project off. Now, if this presentation sparked any ideas, I'm sure a lot of questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Your vocational co-chairs like yours truly, we're here to help walk you through launching your own club level competition. And hopefully you can join us as we launch this inaugural year of the district-wide competition. Now, even if it's your club's first year, I want to make sure I say it again, rest assured that we're going to be your wingman every step of the way. So my friends, let's just give our students more than just scholarships. Let's give them confidence, exposure, and at the end of the day, a powerful platform to launch their ideas. Because at the end of the day, our returns are, we always aim to help elevate each other to new heights where we can find ourselves in a better position to essentially give back to our local communities and the world around us. So with that being said, thanks again, Gilda, and thank you all for the time today. And I'm definitely going to be around for questions at the breakout room.
Awesome. Thank you, Edgar, for representing. Yes, this is the newest competition to the district. And as Edgar mentioned, we're here to support you as you consider participating in this program. So with that said, before we transition to the next part, we are just perfectly on time. It is 10 o'clock, which is great. We have another 30 minutes together, but I know that it will go really fast. So first, I want everybody to give a round of applause to all of our speakers. They did a fantastic job. Well done, well prepared. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what's going to happen next? We have 2 breakout rooms. You may see a number behind some of us, or not behind, after Mike Bernard, after your name on Zoom. And we want you as our guests to put a number after your name, if you know. And if you don't know how to do it, we can help you. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have 2 breakout rooms. Room 1, if you have questions about any of the youth competitions, the 4-way speech, the dance over, the business plan, the ethics, you are going to go into room 1. And then room 2 is for RILA, TLC, the youth exchange, and the interact. So if you know how to put a 1 after your name or a 2, please do that. That will help our administrator and past district governor, Tom Novotny, to move you. And you'll have about 25 minutes with those chairs to go into those rooms and ask more specific, drill down with your questions. And you may have some ideas that you want to share. You may be doing some of this stuff, or, you may have just more questions beyond what was explained here today. So we'll do that for the next 25 minutes, and then we'll come back and close it out together. So if anybody needs help, I'm going to stop my share here. Okay, Lisa, no problem. Thank you for being here. Okay, I see some people named room 1. Luciano, where would you like to go? You're muted right now. I'm going to unmute you. I can't unmute you. You need to unmute yourself. Okay.
I'll go to either room. I'm familiar with all of them, and I don't have any questions.
Okay, I put a 2 behind your name.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Paul, you figured it out. Awesome. Very good, Mitchell. Betty, any preference? Where do you want to go? 1, 2?
Can I please go to interact? Because I had a few questions, please.
Sure. 2. Okay. Dawn, how about yourself? Where do you want to go? Dawn Green. I see Ines has chosen 1. I'm going to put the 1 after, just so it's clear for Tom as he moves us. So you're going to see screens disappearing. So Tom, as you see those numbers, you can move people. Thank you so much.
I'm getting that.
All right. Don, would you let us know if you have a preference, 1 or 2?
Beam me up, Scotty.
All right. Miguel, how about yourself? Do you have a preference or questions for room 1 or 2? 1 is youth competitions, and 2 is the leadership camps. Miguel, if you're speaking, I cannot hear you because you're muted. Give me a number, 1 or 2? 2. All right, very good. Barbara, did you put a number? Yes, you did. Thank you. All right. Alrighty. So we'll see you back here at 10:25. I think everybody's got a number behind after their name. Not behind, after their name.
Gotta find.
Lydia, Michael, and Dennis are muted.
That is correct.
Dennis, are you staying out or are you going to a room?
Gilda said we were going to float, but I'm not sure how that works, Tom. So you can push me in the Ryla one.
Regatta, your last thought there it might be good to reiterate that fact to everybody on this.
You're muted, Regatta.
Okay, so what we are talking about is the orientation for the Ryla camp. The orientation.
Isn't this the main room?
I'm sorry?
We're in the main room.
Yes. Yes.
There's a few that are still lagging.
Oh, okay. We got moved in and out.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Right, no problem.
Regatta, I'm going to stop you right there because everybody's coming back and we're like a minute before ending. So I am going to bring up my screen again. All right. Okay, everybody. So I hope you got some clarity. I hope you got some inspiration. Those of you who have participated in any of these programs, we congratulate you. If you're looking at participating and maybe have some more questions, please reach out to the chairs. Like we mentioned in the chat, the presentation today will be shared with you. The recording will be shared. We will send it to the club presidents, the club youth chairs. The plug that I made earlier in my room is if you are the youth chair for your club, but you're not identified in DAC-DB as the youth chair, the Ryla chair, the Interact chair, whatever it may be, please go ahead and ask your president or your secretary to help you so you are identified so you can get our distribution emails and whatnot. As we wrap up, I just want to make you all aware the intent form deadline is December 1. This was extended. It was initially, whatever it was, middle of November. We extended it. We just gave you more time, and we realized we had asked for an earlier time. So live and learn. So please take this information back to your clubs and submit the intent form. The finances for the intent is due by December 31st. And I'll just make the clarification that if anybody wants to pay right on the spot, they can. You can pay via credit card. You absorb that credit card fee like everybody else. Or you can have us bill you. So when we get the intent form, then our administrator, Tom, will know who to bill so you can send in a check. Thank you again for all of our presenters. Thank you for all of our visitors. And we hope to see your intent forms. Have a blessed Saturday, and we'll see you on the next call, whatever is happening. Thank you, everybody.
Great job, everyone. Thank you.
Will our team leaders stay on for just a few minutes? So our presenters, if you can stay on.
You want it recorded or you want it to stop?
You can stop recording. Thank you, Tom. All right.